The weather is getting warmer and it is time to start planning for the month of April. So join me today for our April Plan With Me in my digital calendar in OneNote. Well, hi everyone. This is Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. And today, what I want to share with you is my digital calendar, my digital planner, and I want to go ahead and do planning for the month of April. But before we get started, for those of you who are new, I want to say welcome and just a quick introduction. My name is Crystal, and I am a retired teacher. I am married to my best friend, Michael, and together we have one beautiful daughter whom we are very proud of. And I just love OneNote. I have been using it for more than 12 years, and I literally use it for everything from my grocery list to keeping track of my books and my garden and all of my hobbies down to my planner, which is what I want to talk to you about today. Okay? Now, there have been lots of questions about the links that I set up in my planner, so that's one of the things that I want to focus on today. Remember, if you have questions about what I'm doing, go ahead and leave a comment below this video so that I can respond to your comments and answer your questions, hopefully relatively quickly and easily. All right, with all of that out of the way, liking, subscribing, turning your notifications on, all that houseworking stuff that we have to do here on YouTube, let's get into the video. All right, well, you can see here on my screen that I have found some new cute graphics that I'm going to be using this month. This kitty and the garden set that I have down here is just absolutely adorable. I love the style, and these are only 3 of the cute little stickers that are in this whole big set. And it is from, let's see, let me put my glasses on so I can read this. It is from Digital Cami Arts. And I think she's done a great job here. I am really looking forward to using these stickers. If you would like to know how to purchase stickers on Etsy and download them, I have a video for that. I'll leave it linked up above and below so that you can go through and see that whole process, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and get into this month. Now, for those of you who have been around a while, you know in my planner in OneNote, OneNote is set up like a 3-ring binder. So on this far left-hand side are all of the notebooks that I have. And you can see I have quite an extensive list of notebooks. Again, everything from a daily journal to my business account to my landscape planner, health and fitness, recipes, book journal, all that kind of stuff. Holiday organization, planners all the way back to 2020, okay? So I have lots and lots of notebooks open. So this notebook is my 2025 Crystal's Life Planner. And then in that planner, I have all of these sections. So, like a 3-ring binder, you have tabs down the side. These sections here, year-long goals, a section for my home, a section for projects, basic month, research notes, and then I start with my January, February, March, etc. Okay? So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be adding the month of April. What I did is I set up this basic month, and it has every page that I would normally use in a regular month, okay? So my notebooks are on the left, tabs are across the top, and then down here on the right-hand side are all of my pages, all right? Now, normally, I would just copy this basic month and rename it April and go from there. But there are a few tweaks and things that I want to show you to try to answer some of your questions, okay? So let's start off with the very first important page in my notebook every single month, and that is my inbox, okay? So this is my inbox, and when it starts, it's very simple. On this far left-hand side over here on my inbox, I have my customized tags that I use every single day. So holiday task, action items, things to do at the computer, at the garden, for work, for church, for my budget, things to buy, errands to run, people to call, emails to write, research, on and on and on and on. Okay. I keep those tags like that because if I have something to do, I can add it with one of these tags. And then when I go to print my list of all the things that I need to do, I can see it all in one place and it's already categorized for me, okay? So if I'm looking for things that I need to buy and errands that I need to run, they're all located right there in one place together, okay? I think that's pretty handy. I love that. I also have a place on here that I can keep notes. And today I put a couple of these cute graphics on here just so you could see what my theme is going to be this month. I'm not going to spend a lot of time today decorating in this video, so you'll have to stay tuned for some future videos throughout the month to kind of get a peek at some of these other really cute stickers and how they work into my planner. Today, I really want to focus on making sure that you guys understand how these links and things work, okay? Do you have to use links in OneNote? And that's what these are up here all the way across. You can see as I scroll across, each one goes to a different place, okay? And then down here on the side, I have the different days all the way down to 31, okay? Do you have to use links in OneNote? No, you do not. If you see day one is also listed over here on pages, okay? So I simply could use these pages as my way of jumping around. But lots of you like links, and so I have shown you a way to do that, okay? Now, let's start with these daily links because those are some of the questions that I have had. Okay, they have said to me, now, Crystal, once I do my links, when I make a copy of that, they might go to a different page. Well, they really shouldn't. And I would say to you that they may not have been set up correctly in the first place. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do is to go through and check all of your links. So I am only going to be working on my inbox page today, and I am going to jump to page 1. And I want to make sure that it is still in this basic month. See how that little tab is popped up just a little bit there? That means that that's the section that I'm working in, okay? So when I click on page 1, it brings me to this page, all right, in the basic month section. Then I can use my back button and I can go back to my inbox page. And now I'm going to check link number 2. I'm going to check it by clicking on it. Again, it's going to come up to basic month, just like that, okay? I can use my back button, or I can navigate back here to my inbox, whichever way works for you. And now I'm going to check number 3, okay? And there's page 3, and it still is in my basic month section, okay? I can use another link if I want to get back to my inbox, okay? Now, when I did that, notice that it took me to a different page, okay? So what I want to make sure that I am doing is when I am in my 2025 Life Planner basic month, I want to check all of these things to make sure that they are right, okay? So let's double check that inbox link, okay? If I right-click on that link and I say edit the link, I can choose wherever I want that link to go. Right now, it is set to go to OneNote #basic month. So it's telling me that it's going in the basic month tab, okay? And then it has some numbers and that kind of thing to give it specific location, okay? So if I'm not sure where that link is going, I can always go down here to where it says or pick a location in OneNote. I can open my 2025 Crystal Life Planner. I can go down to my basic month section and click that, and I can choose my monthly inbox so that when I click on the inbox, I know that it's going to the inbox and I can say, okay, all right. Now I know if I click inbox that it will take me back to this inbox page, okay? All right, and it's in that basic month, okay? So far, so good. So you can do that with each individual link that you have. Let me quickly go across and show you the links that I have. I have a link to my inbox. I have a link to my monthly dashboard page. Okay. which looks like this, very plain to start with. And again, I keep checking to make sure that it's in that basic month. Go back, because remember, I only want to make sure that all of these are right. My health and habits page, again, in basic month, that is correct. My household tasks takes me to my yearly home maintenance list. That's correct. Then I have one for my goals, and that takes me again in my monthly to my goals page, which I'm now in getting ready to start quarter 2. That's going to be an upcoming video. I need to update my goals page. My Crystal Clear Life Analytics, and it goes to my analytics page for 2025, my statistics for that, so that is correct. Remember, you don't have to stay in one notebook. That's jumping to an entirely different notebook. That's fine. The next one is Google Calendar, so GCal. So you can see here when I hover over it, it says that it's going to HTTPS, which is the World Wide Web, Google Calendar, and it wants, to be on this week. I've asked it to go to the current week when I, click on that link, okay? And then my books journal. So this link here takes me to my book challenge, and I think that's great. This one here takes me to my financial spreadsheet where I track all of my expenses. So you can track pages in OneNote, or you can link to pages in OneNote. You can link to pages in other notebooks in OneNote. You can link to other places on the World Wide Web, or in this case, you can link to a file on your computer. I happen to have this one linked to my budget file where I track all of my expenses and keep track of my spending, okay? So that's great as well. And then this is my cleaning list, and so you see that. And my restock and declutter for my cleaning zones, and that's there, and so on and so on. My monthly tasks, and then I get into my weeks. So if I check my weeks, you see that I'm still in my basic month, and this is my basic weekly layout. Yes, I know it says January. I will change that as I copy it to April, okay? And week 2, I can check that one. All right, and that is still in the basic month, week 3. And again, I'm just checking to make sure that it's still in the basic month, week 4, basic month, and so on, okay? Week 5, let's do the last one, good. All right, and then what I would do is go down and do the same thing, check each of these pages, these daily pages, and make sure that they are in the basic month. And if not, let's see. If not, I would go back and edit that to make sure. Let's see. Let me just edit link just to show you again. And I want it in the basic month. And this would be to page 10. So I would want to come down to page 10 and say, link it to that one. Okay? All right. Now, once I am sure that all of these links on this inbox page are correct, what I would do if I had to make any changes is then I would highlight all of them, highlight this entire container. See that entire container there? I would highlight that entire container and I would copy it. And then I would go to each page and I would highlight the one on that page and I would paste it. And that would give me the new links to make sure that they are all correct. So go to those links, right click, and paste. Okay? I don't have one on my meal planner. I don't have one on goals. Let's see, the first week, and paste. Okay? So now all of those will be correct. All right? Now, I know that some people think that that is a lot of work to make sure everything is correct and copy and paste. And to those people, I would say, you don't have to use the links. If you want to go to a specific page, they are listed right here. Even if you want to go to, let's say, something in the book journal. Let's see, my book journal, right there. Okay, and here is my reading challenge page. Okay, so you can get there without creating these links. It just takes an extra step. Some people like the links, some people don't. It doesn't matter to me. You do you and I'll do me. All right. Okay, same thing with these links up here, up above. You see I can highlight that entire setup up there, and I can do the same thing. Okay, now, do I want to do it here on the one that's on week 1? No, because I was working on the one on my inbox page. So this one I would go up and I would highlight that entire thing. See how it turns light gray? And I would copy that. And again, I would come to my monthly dashboard. I would highlight that, paste it on. It always makes it shorter and fatter. All you have to do is grab the container and stretch it out, and it's fine. It happens all the time, okay? Really quickly, there are videos on how I set all of this specific thing up. Actually, there are videos on how I set every detail of this notebook up, from the graphic that I use as the background to how I put these links in to how I created all of my pages. I will leave those up above. They are very detailed for my 2024 planner and then again for my 2025 planner. But basically, this column or this row across here is simply a 1-row table that has, I don't know, how many is that? 12, 15 different columns in it, okay? And I just put the link in each one of those. This one over here for the daily pages is simply a 1-column table that has 31 rows in it, and I added the link for each one of those rows. So if I wanted to, I could change the location of these. You know, I could move them to a different spot or something if I wanted to. I just kind of like them here, sticking out on the side of the notebook. I think it's because I'm a retired teacher and I'm just used to that notebook binder kind of thing, and it works really well for me. It's very intuitive for me, okay? So hopefully that answers your questions about getting your links to work. And once they work all properly in this basic month, they will work when you make a copy of that and take it into April, okay? Which is what I'm about to do, okay? All right. Let's see. So the links are working now. Before I make a copy of this, I want to go through and kind of look at each page and make sure that it is the way that I want it to be. Okay. Like for example, let's put those back. I move them around to show them to you, and I want them there. Okay. My monthly dashboard is very plain and I add to it every month. So it's fine to start the way that it is. Health and habits. Health and Habits has been adjusted a little bit this year to accommodate my new Garmin watch that I have, and I love tracking all of that. I am doing really well with my steps goal, which is exciting. I have been on a very long streak since December of getting at least 8,000 steps a day, every day, and I'm very excited about that. Okay? All right. My personal meal plan page hardly ever changes, although there will be an upcoming video because I don't know about you guys, but my local Aldi is reorganizing their stores and the aisles are no longer in this order. So that's also going to be an upcoming video where I fix my shopping list. It's always something, isn't it? All right, and goals, I'm going to need to update this for the second quarter. So we will do that in an upcoming video, probably very soon, okay? And then week 1. I know it says January. I can change that when I get it to the right week. I know that those links up at the top are right because I went ahead before the video and copied everything, and because I knew that you didn't want to watch me copying and pasting 35 times. Okay, let's see. I don't think that I need to change anything on this weekly page. I really like my weekly overview because it gives me a focus for the week. I have a place to write what projects I'm working on for that week. Anybody that I talk to that needs prayers, I add them down here. Then I have my weekly to-dos, which I take from my goals page, which I love, and I can move completed tasks down here to the bottom if I want to. I have places to write down who I need to communicate with that week, phone calls I need to make, letters I need to write, emails, texts, all that kind of thing. I have a number of people that I track and keep track of. Folks that I know that live alone or something like that. So I like to keep up with that. And also I like to go through my old Christmas cards and, just pull one out, and that's the person that I'll contact, for that particular week, just to let them know that I'm thinking about them. Okay. A place to track what I'm waiting on. If you're waiting on an email from somebody or for a package to be delivered or something like that, you can put that there. And then any errands or things that you need to buy. It's really nice to have all of this kind of on an overview and you know exactly what you're doing. Okay. This next section here is really for my crystal clear life things. I am somebody that likes to combine my work and my home life together so that I have an overall picture of what needs to be done. This is a place where I write down the videos that I'm working on and editing and filming and all that kind of stuff. I also have a place here for Instagram and Facebook posts that I might make. These are like little icons for my housekeeping. So when I go to the grocery store, I mark off that it's done. When I clean the bathrooms, I mark off that it's done. When I take care of the cats, change their litter, refresh their dry food, all that kind of stuff, I will mark off that it's done. And I also have a place for dinner plans, which I really like on my weekly page, because I look down here and if there's something special going on for that day, I can reflect that in the dinner plans up here. Okay. A section for notes in case I have to write anything down. And down at the bottom, I simply have each day of the week and the number of that day. My weeks start on Monday and I go through to Sunday. And then I have a place for upcoming things so that looking forward, I know, is somebody's birthday next week? Do I have an activity that I need to do next week? A meeting scheduled, something like that. Okay, so I love the way my weekly pages work out. So I'm not going to make any changes to those this month. The colors and things will change as they coordinate with my graphics, but I don't need to make any structural changes to that page. All right, let's look at my daily page. I'm still using the Franklin Planner page and I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, this is another thing though that is going to need to be updated every month, probably. But I just wanted to tell you what I do update as I go through the month. So this is the overview. Again, if you're interested, I talk all about this page in a video and I show you step by step how to make this page in a different video. But let's scroll in and just quickly look at the things that we need to change. All right, so for here I have the number of the day. And I like to know the day of the week, so I will come in here as I am planning out the week and I'll make sure that these days are correct, okay? But the one thing that I do need to change is I need to change January here. Let's see. Let's get my eraser so I can take this out. And I can change January to April 2025. This is fine. My prioritized tasks are fine. But down here, my daily tracker, I have been tracking when I walk, but I also wanted to track, I have been tracking when I walk and how far I walk, how many steps, that kind of thing. I wanted to track down here, did I complete my morning routine? And did I check on the greenhouse? Because the greenhouse is, I have a little 8x10 greenhouse. I'm working on a video to show you how we built that. It's really cool. My husband did a great job. I'm very proud of him and that. But it needs to be opened and closed every day. And that means that I have to go out and make sure that the vents are open and check it, make sure things need watering, that kind of thing. And then at night, especially during the springtime in April, it might still get cold in the evening. And I want to make sure that the vents are closed so that it doesn't get too cold in there overnight, because it is not an electrified or heated greenhouse. And so I want to add those two matrix down there at the bottom. Did I get my morning routine done and opening and closing the greenhouse? Okay. So I want those to stay there. And then up here, I wanted to show you also that I have adjusted the calendar, okay? You do not have to have a calendar on your page if you don't want to. I simply added one here because I thought, sometimes it's helpful to know, is the 15th a Tuesday or Wednesday? What is that? Okay. So these calendars came from Calendarpedia. Again, I have videos about that. I'll link those for you. But I simply went in and downloaded the calendar into Word. Let me show you that. And bring Word up here. Okay. I downloaded them into Word and I changed the colors of the weekends to match my colors that I like. I could go to the trouble of making Monday start and moving Sunday down here at the end if I wanted to. It's really not that important to me. I made sure that the color shading was off so that they're all white in the background because they fit on the page better that way. And then once I had it the way that I wanted it, you can copy the whole table like so. Copy, and then go back into OneNote and you can paste it right here. What I did is I made a 2-column table, and then you can paste as a picture in this little spot here. So paste as a picture down here at the end. All right, and you see it makes it bigger. Doesn't need to be that big, so I can shrink the graphic. Now I can't edit on this page at all. I can't go in here and change the numbers or anything like that. I don't need to do that. But, you can make it as small or as big as you want it to be. And then when you do that, it moves everything. So I just have to pull these pages back where they belong, like that. Okay. And then I have my big calendar for the month. This one was the prior month, and this is the upcoming month. Okay. Now I don't need 2 of those, so I'm going to delete that, get rid of that, and tighten this cell back up. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. And then over here, I don't need to do anything in the daily notes section. I'm thinking about changing my daily planning little box that I have here to my morning routine. But I'll think about that over the next couple days. It's really not that important. I know what my morning routine is, but I thought since I marked it in my matrix that it might be nice to have it on the page as well for me to check off, but we'll see. Okay. And then here in my weekly compass, and again, I just did a recent video on how I use my weekly compass. I want to take out this first day hike. That was one that I put in there. That was a kind of a goal for January. So I'm going to take that out, but it does have to do with anything that's physical, walking, training, diet, meds, etc., all that kind of stuff. And then social and emotional is where I put my events for the week and talking with my husband. You might also include if you have a therapist or a pastor or somebody that you talk to on a regular basis for your emotional health. Mental health items here: rest, plan, learn, read, and write. And then spiritual, time and nature, my value system review, and self-reflection. And I put a mark there because somebody commented, well, where would you put your, your meditation or your Bible study or, your attending church and that kind of thing? I probably would put it under spiritual, but you also could put it under social and emotional if you wanted to. It depends on the purpose of your meditation or your attendance at church. Okay. Some people like to go to church just to be around other people. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, so there's the weekly compass. All right. So then again, all of this is in one big container. You can see it right here. And I've talked about this before, how this is all in one big table. So again, once I get it the way that I want it, what I will do is I will simply copy it and I will take it to here, to the page 2, and I will paste. Okay. Now, when I paste, the only thing that I'll need to come back and change is this number over here. And I really could probably leave that number out, to be honest with you. I think I'll try that for this month. I think I'll leave that out. And you know what? I'm even going to leave the day of the week out. Let's see. I think I'm going to take those out and we'll try it and see what we think. Okay. So again, I'm going to copy this, take it to day 2, and paste. Okay, take it to day 3, highlight that and paste. I'm not pasting as a picture because I want to keep this functional. Okay, so you'll see that it changes because these are going to change over here. Highlight the whole thing, right click and paste, keeping the source formatting, that very first paste button, because I want to be able to type in all of these sections on my tables. Okay, all right, and I would go through and do the entire month if I have time, and if I don't have time, I'll just do the first week to get me started. Okay, all right, so I will leave that for now. All right, let's see. Going on, I already checked my weeks, they're fine. I've checked all of my days, they are fine. I get down here and I have my reflections page. I think that one is fine too. I can change the colors as I go through and as I want to, and I'll change the title once I get it to April. These are some extra weekly pages, and then I just have my notes page, you know, for anything that I need to add at the end. Okay. Also, yes, there's a video on how I created this notes page. All right. Let's see. So let's go on and start with our updating for April. So I'm going to go here and I am going to right click on the basic month and I am going to say move or copy. When I say move or copy, I get this little box that says, where do you want to move it to? Okay, and I'm going to say, put it in my 2025 Life Planner. Okay, and I want to make a copy. And when I do that, it thinks and copies all of those pages over for me. And then the new section will appear right up here. So keep your eyes right up here. And there it is, basic month 2, okay? And what I can do at this point is I can, if I click on basic month 2, you see now that this little tab pops up, all of the inboxes and the weekly goal and the things that we changed. So we took the number out. All of that is a copy of what we did back here. So here's page 2 back here, and here's page 2 in my new basic month, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and rename this, and this is going to be April. All right, and hit enter. And let's give April a color. Let's see. Yellow? Bright and sunny? Maybe. Let's go with yellow. All right. Now, then what I get to do is I get to start playing with all of the things that I like to change, okay? So instead of it saying month, I will say April, okay? And April. And as you can tell, this red color is not going to work, but I'm really kind of digging the purple of those beets. And I already have some of the green. So let's go ahead and see if we can find a color that's close to that. Let's see, that one's looking pretty close. How does that look? I'm not using the eyedropper tool. I know that I could, but that looks pretty close, doesn't it? All right, I like that color. That will be my color for this particular month. Okay, so now my inbox page is all set up, and let's go on to our dashboard. This is where I keep track of all the important things. And this will probably be the last page that you see me set up today because, you know, most of the other pages are just, you know, changing the dates and that kind of thing, okay? So what I do is I have my year-long calendar. So go back to my year-long calendar for 2025. And this is for my long-term planning, you know, where I keep track of events that are coming up and that kind of thing. And you can see that I have things already filled out for April. So I'm going to make a copy of all of this one section here. And again, my year-long calendar is from Calendarpedia. I love it because it's a table and I can just fill in things as I go. So I've made a copy of that. I'll go back to April And over here, I'm going to say paste. And so it's going to replace December with all of April. Okay, I can make it a little bit wider so that I have more room. And let's do this. I'm going to grab this graphics here. I'm going to make a copy of it. And I am going to go down to get myself some extra space. And I'm just going to make a little copy of that so that I have an idea of some of the colors that are being used. Okay, this green that's here is probably too bright. So let's pick a different green. And this would be my table shading. Let's go with a lighter green. I think that will be okay. And quickly, the weekends and the holidays are what get updated. Hi, Emma. Please don't knock the camera over. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Say hi. All right, baby, get in your spot. No matter when I'm working over here, she loves to come and say hello, don't you? Yeah. Okay. All right, so there's a nice light green. Then I can change this to April. Again, let's get that purple color. And let's change this. I don't like the red of that with the vegetables. What other color might I use? Is that one going to be too light? That might be too light. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. Okay. And again, I'm just changing font colors and, you know, trying to get within a theme, just to make it look a little cohesive. Okay. And then in the garden, what I do for in the garden is I go back again to my year-long section. I have my master gardener list. That's something that I downloaded within my zone. I am zone 7 here. And here is my April list. Now, these are all tasks that could or should be done in the month of April. I kind of have them broken down and then by each month, and then I can come back over here and I can paste those here. April in the garden, just like that. Okay. Now, what I did last year is I made some notes. So you see down here, the pansies came back from the winter. Yay. Viburnum in the front yard was blooming in April. So that was kind of interesting. I may not need those, or I may just want to leave them in there so I can, you know, check off. Yep, happened in 2025 too. Okay. But also what I will do is, like, for example, plant trees, shrubs, and perennials. I just bought 2 new rhododendrons and a couple of hollies. So I will take this and I will click the word plant, and then I will go up here to my home tab, and I will go to tags, and I will say this is a garden task. Did I pass it? Yes. Garden task. And that will give me this little checkbox that says garden task, and I will remember to do that planting, and when I'm finished, then I can check it off, okay, as a completed task. Okay? All right, I always got to put the hummingbird feeders out. And I love, again, using my customized tags because it really helps me remember, you know, what's happening. I like to put my feeders out really, really early for any of those scout birds that are coming by. Okay? All right. So that's kind of how the April page looks. It's not completely set up, but it is pretty good. Let's see. Let's do this. Currently I am. We'll do that text also as purple and no color. We'll take that off. There we go. All right. All right. And then my health and habits page. All I really need to do here is change this to April. And we can change the font color like so. I can change these font colors also if I want. I can either pick that same purple, or I can pick green to kind of go with the gardening theme, or I could do a combination of both. I could do the numbers in the purple, and I could do the titles in the green, you know, just whatever. And then we have that ready to go. Meal planning page doesn't change. Goals, I'm going to be redoing that whole page. And that brings me down to my weeks. Now, all I normally do in my weeks is I go in and I change the month. Again, so we will make this April. Sometimes I create a cute little graphic. I may do that as I start playing around with all of the, you know, the stickers that I just bought. We'll see. And again, this is just table shading in here. So right now it was in the browns and reds from Christmas. I was doing like gingerbread and that kind of thing. So let's just quickly go in here and we will look at some table shading. We'll start with the purple that's there. So we can say do that purple and make that one purple as well. So everything that is brown, I'm going to turn purple. And all I'm doing is clicking in the cell and clicking the table shading, clicking in the cell, clicking the table shading, okay? Like that. And then I want to pick something else. Let's see, for the weeks, if I could bring in a little bit of yellow. Let's grab that graphic real quick and see kind of what the yellow is. You can see the yellow of the hat, and we'll take that back to our week. Paste over here on the side. So, oops, I made it, put him in that little bitty cat right in there. Paste on the side. There we go. And let's bring him over and let's try to find a yellow that's close. So table shading. That one is too bright. And again, I could go in and get, you know, my eyedropper and pick that, you know, specific color. Let's see. All right, well, that's not perfect, but you get the idea. All right, so let's just change this. The yellow is better than the red. Move my kitty over here. Oops. Clicked in the wrong cell. That happens. That's why the undo button is great. Okay. All right. Now this box right here, this is a graphic. It's a box that I drew, and I can go over to pen properties and I can change the pen properties. I can change the color. I could, let's do it in that and see how that works. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, what I could do at this point is if I want to, rather than change it every week, I could still go in here like this, copy this whole thing, take it to week 2, select this whole thing, and paste. And there it is. It does all that work for me, okay? Go down to week 3, copy the whole thing, and paste. All right, so I think that's pretty cool. It doesn't really take me a long time to set up my months. I think it is very handy and works great. Okay, all right, let's see. Here's my daily page. You see my calendar is there. I'm going to try taking the date and the day of the week off, although I really like the day of the week, but I can add it if I want to as I'm going through and doing my planning. All right, and then down here to my reflections page, this will be the last one, April. And again, I can go in here and do the color shading that I want. Like so. And then this page will be set up as a place for me to answer these questions, things that I learned, who was important to me this month, what, special events happened, a place for, pictures, purchases that we made, places that we went to, all those kinds of things. Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm going to really, 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 really enjoy these stickers. They are transparent background, so you can see I can lay them right up against the words, and she can tuck right in there. I think that's really cute. And I got this cute little beat here with a little smiley face. And then this one is the complete basket. I think they're really great. There are tons and tons of stickers in this set, so I'll be excited to, garden through, and see what I can find. So stay tuned. I'm really going to try and post on Facebook and Instagram so that you guys can see more of these cute stickers and how I'm using them. I hope this helped answer some of your questions about those links and, how to make sure that they're working in the sections when you copy them one from the other. Really, really, really take the time to go through, be meticulous, and set up each one of those links and make sure they are right. Stick with one page, make sure they're all right, and then copy and paste all of those links to all of the pages that you have. That's why when you buy a planner that somebody else has created, it might seem a little bit expensive to you, but that's because there was a lot of work that went into it, a lot of time that went into it to make sure that everything is correct. Okay? All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. Looking forward to April, to these warmer days and getting out in the garden, getting my hands dirty and growing some wonderful things. I hope that you have some wonderful plans for spring as well. And I want to say thanks for joining me today. Here's hoping that you can live a more simplified and organized life through better planning. I use OneNote. Until next time, okay, bye. And now she's asleep.